This video is an introductory video into order processing for embroidery in this case. Much of this would apply also to screen printing, but this is an embroidery order that we're going to do. And it's going to be kind of just an overview of the various steps that go into it. So we have an order, a purchase order here from a customer, and they've provided a lot of information. So that's good. Sometimes you don't get all that information, but we're going to start here with the purchase order, and I'm going to open it up. And so what we see here is the company is All Printing. You see that we're the vendor, of course. Here's our ship to. Here's the PO number. And the quantity ordered. Now this is this looks like this has t-shirts and caps on it. I'm only going to be focusing on the caps at the moment. So it's 500 units, caps, BTU navy, embroidery orange front, orange and white back. Okay, up to 6,000 stitches. So there's just a lot of details here that we will go over, but this is the entire purchase order right here. I'm going to move that aside for the moment. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to save this, because our objective is to attach the purchase order to the sales order. So I need to put it somewhere. I'm going to do a save as. And there is a folder called Landis. And then this is in the Team Landis. And you go to orders and you just put the order here. Save. Okay, now our first step is to start a new sales order. So we're going to go to Shopworks. And once you've logged into Shopworks, you'll go here to this screen. And these are the various things in Shopworks that you can do. We're going to focus on sales and we're going to focus on designs. Okay, those are the two things we really need to do for an order. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to create a sales order. So you're going to create add. And the type of order is contract embroidery, EMB. Next. Now your next step is to find the customer. So you do a search. I'm going to type in all, you just do as much as you want, all printing right here. You want to double check and make sure it's the right customer. I'm sure it is, but once it pulls up, you may just check a address or a phone number or something of that nature. But I'm pretty sure it's the right one. So PO number is the first question, and I'm just going to type in this number from that order, 2203113. The term should already be filled out, but this customer is net 30. Put yourself as the customer service person, customer service rep. Don't worry about the rest of this information. Here's the address if you want to confirm that, South Willcrest Drive. Yes, that is the correct customer. All right, so we want to definitely choose a order contact. And in this case, it's probably Rashid. He is I just know him to be the right person. You will probably know that from the email that you received or something. Well, no, actually, purchasing agent Jose Rivera. So we'll put Jose on there. In fact, I'm going to add his last name, R-I-V-E-R-A, for future. There we go. So now we have all of his information. Okay, so we did a ship date. Let's see what they say for a ship date on the order itself. This is an important, very important date required 3/24. Okay, now normally we only work with ship dates, but I know these people are in the city, so you know, we can use that date as the ship date. So 3/24, that's a pretty quick turnaround. That's a 1-week turnaround, but I think we can handle it. Sales status is very important. Sales status is your way to keep organized. Okay, so your goal is to get to 1 green light here. Okay, and it'll be this green, but we're not there yet. We are in some sort of waiting. You know, right now we're pretty much, you know, waiting on art approval because we haven't even sent it yet. But that's kind of your first step, is awaiting art approval. These down here are your statuses, okay? And as the order goes through production, these will change. So once we purchase the goods or pull the goods from inventory, this will change. If the goods are received, this is very important when you're talking about contract decoration, because the client sends us the goods, and so it's important that we know it's received or not. So back in the back, when they see that these goods have come in, they'll mark this received, and this will turn green to yes. Now there's no production or shipping yet because we haven't added any line items yet, which is our next step. We're going to go ahead and add the line items for this order. Now, the system defaults to these two items, and I'm going to probably change that, but for now it's just kind of a generic, and if these aren't the right ones, you can just delete them. But what is the right one? First off, we need to record the item that is going to be received. This is for receiving purposes so that they know in the back. These are caps, BTU, Navy. Now, I don't know what BTU means, and if you do know what it means, or if the item is clear as to what it is, you can enter it. But what we're going to do is we're going to go add a single item, and I'm just going to type BTU, okay? Well, and you can do this as all, that's kind of a generic. And then the color is important because we need to know, and it says Navy. And then you can write anything you want here. You could write what they put. I'm just going to do a Control-C, Control-V. Well, let me just type it. Caps dash BTU dash Navy. Okay. Then there won't be any, the quantity is important, 500 units, but there won't be any pricing because it's customer supplied. Now, normally this should have clicked on customer supplied. I don't know why it didn't, but nonetheless, we're going to go ahead and do that. So these are your behaviors for this line item. It should default correctly, but it didn't in this case for some reason. So we know we're going to ship this item. We're going to apply designs to it. We're going to invoice it, okay? So that's that. Now this is very important, and I understand this probably doesn't make sense right now, but we'll explain more of the behaviors later. The product class should also default, and this is a blank product. Okay, so we're going to click done. So there's that item. Now we get into the embroidery. The embroidery is actually, there's this, I know from looking at these images. Let me go ahead and show you that. It's a 2-location embroidery. So we have this on the front. I choose on the front. And then the back is this little other logo. Is this it? Yeah, it's this. That's on the back. Anyway, but what we don't know is, how. Okay, so in order to put a price on this, let's see what the customer put on their purchase order. So let's go back to the order. Okay, here we are, and let's go ahead and attach that PO right now. We're going to go to attachments here, click add attachment, and we're going to go back to that orders folder, and then here it is. And then you can click on it from here and open it up. It's very important that you attach every purchase order to the order so that we can easily and quickly find them. All right, so it doesn't appear that they put a price on here. Okay, so that's good. I mean, there's not a problem with that. We're going to go ahead and figure out what the price is. So actually, they did put it on here. They said front up to 6,000 stitches is $1.94. So what they're doing is referencing our price sheet. So let's take a look at that. So if I go to our price sheet, I'm going to show you that. So what do we have here? Up to 6,000 stitches, 500 units, $1.94. Now there's also cap back, okay, cap back up to 3,000 stitches for that many units, $1.65. So that's where they're getting these numbers. So that's clear. Now normally when you do, hold on, let's go ahead and enter those numbers on the order. Okay, we're going to go back to line items. And so we're going to click on this, and we're going to have to change this because it's not heavy, it's not medium coverage, it's light coverage. Okay, so what we're going to do for the sake, I know that I can go in here and I can type in LT and do this, and it's going to fix it. See, up to 6,000. But for your sake, what a good way to do this is to go find. When you're adding a new item or anything, you can go find, and you can select in this field, select embroidery. In this field, basically you're searching for the word embroidery. This is, I think, product class or something. And it's going to bring up everything that categorized that way. And what you have here is embroidered caps light. That's the one we want. Okay, but you also have medium and heavy. That depends on the stitch count that relates to our price sheet. You also have digitizing light, medium, and heavy. Now, normally you would have digitizing. However, the customer, either this is a repeat or the customer did their own digitizing, so there won't be any digitizing on this. Okay, then you have flats. Flats are like polos or jackets or things that lie flat. Those are a little more expensive, but you also have light, medium, and heavy there. If it's beyond 12,000 stitches, we charge 25 cents or 20 cents per every 1,000 stitches more. That's what this is for. If it's a patch that we're doing, you do this. If it's the back of the cap, which it is, okay, so we do that, etc. There's some other things we'll go over there, but I'm going to actually do a cancel here because I want to show you a better way to do this. Click done. I'm going to X out these two. I'm going to delete these. And if you have multiple items to add to an order, like in this case we do, you can click Add Multi, okay? So now you can do the same thing where you search for that embroidery, okay? But now you can pick all the ones you want. I want this one, and I want this one. Okay, now it's going to add both those items to the order, so it's a little faster. And we know the quantity, 500, 500. And we'll calculate pricing. So there it goes, $1.95, $1.65, and then click release these items. Release. All right, so now we have those items in there. You have the cap, 500 of those. There's no charge for that because they supplied it. And you got these two items at that quantity, $17.95. Okay, so we've written up the line items of the order. That's a major step. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to work on the design. Okay, now I'm gonna halt this video, and I'm going to start a new one for design.